Good evening, America. I am Eric Little. It is the 18th day of September 2020. It is National HIV/AIDS Awareness Day and National Aging Awareness Day. So for those of you out there fighting the good fight, keep it up, we're with you. There are 47 days left until the end of the general election and 20 days until the vice presidential debate. I'm near my home in Southern California this evening, and this is the plain truth. Triage. I know most of you know what triage means, but I have some younger viewers, so bear with me for a second. Triage is the assigning of a value of a human life in proportion with everyone else that needs help at a particular moment. Whenever there's a mass casualty event, there's a mass shooting, there's a school shooting, an earthquake, a hurricane, whatever, and many people are injured or killed all at the same time. It's called a mass casualty event. Now, on a normal day, if you have a hospital that has 10 doctors is plenty to handle the normal flow of injuries and shootings or whatever that might come into a hospital. But in a mass casualty event, and you have 10 doctors and 200 people show up at the same time that are all badly injured from some explosion or something, what do? Well, that's called triage. And you basically have to start assigning values of human life. In other words, if an 85-year-old man comes in and he's been shot, under normal circumstances, you can assign 5 or 6 doctors, 3 nurses, and anesthesiologists, and everybody that works together for as long as it takes to do everything they can to save this man's life. But in a mass casualty situation, I have to make value judgments. I have to look at this 85-year-old man who's been shot. Now, I could spend 4 hours saving his life, or I could save the lives of 5 20-year-olds. I can't do both. Now, I know that sounds cold, but in a mass casualty situation, those are value judgments you have to make. It's just like when you go to the emergency room under normal circumstances. You can't say, well, I was here first. It doesn't matter if you were there first. It goes by the severity of the injury. In other words, heart attack beats non-lethal shooting. Shooting beats broken leg. You know, kind of like in a poker game where, 4 of a kind beats full house beats 2 pair. It seems unfortunate, but sometimes that's what you have to do. Well, I think that's where we are in this country now. I was listening to Michael Steele, not from coronavirus, but from the Trump cult. Michael Steele last night was basically saying the same thing I'm saying now, is that I think we now can just save the ones we can save. If you're so far down the Trump cult rabbit hole that you won't listen to anybody, then I can't waste time dealing with you. I can only save the ones I can save. Most of my broadcasts here are aimed at Republicans who are reasonable, who, wanted to vote Republican. They thought Donald Trump, he's a businessman, it's a change of pace, and, let's try something different. Now realize they made a mistake. I'm talking to them. I'm not talking to the people that are at Trump rallies with no mask, no social distance, and saying things like, well, if I die, I die. I'm not talking to them. I think we're at a point in this country where we have to start talking about triage. Just save the ones you can save. Joe Biden should not waste time talking to people at Trump rallies and going to places like Oklahoma or whatever. Just save the ones you can save. People who are reasonable, who can be spoken to, who may be on the fence that you can talk to. I think that's where we are. And then after the election, because I truly believe Joe Biden's going to win this election, afterwards, we can then slowly start to bring these people along. See, it doesn't end after the election. It doesn't end after Joe Biden's inauguration, because we now are going to be still stuck with 50 million people who voted for Donald Trump. And they're still going to be angry, and they're still going to feel like something happened, that their man wasn't treated fairly or whatever it is. And we still have to deal with them. And the only thing we can do is bring them along slowly, a little at a time, to try to bring this country back together. Because if we don't, then Donald Trump has truly changed America forever. And that is the plain truth, as I see it. And I am Eric Little. Good night.